Welcome to Let's Be Real Sports Podcast, presented by Let's Be Real Media. Watch us live on YouTube and Twitter, and follow us on TikTok and Instagram at LBR_media. Also, subscribe to us on any podcasting platform.
What's going on? BLJ here, the best hype man in the NBA. Man, I'm here with Let's Be Real. Tune in. Hello.
Let's be real. We're back. Let's Be Real Sports Podcast with the AFC East Files. How's everybody doing?
Doing good. What an intro that is. I just be like, I feel like I'm about, like in a tunnel, like, oh yeah, I'm ready. Like, let's get it. Shouts to you, Chucky, for putting it together.
Yes, it's been an amazing night. Amazing weekend just with combat sports, man. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of stuff that happened. No football yet, but I guess we're talking about it though, right?
Yeah. We didn't get to it. Bud Crawford, went to work last night.
I just want to say that tomorrow's my birthday, and I want to see what my guys get me.
Who?
We appreciate.
I'm looking at.
We appreciate your beat to start the show.
All right. Okay. Didn't we send you an invite to get on?
You may be doing business in the future for LBR Gaming because I may need you to make some beats. So there you go.
Hey, man.
See, y'all need me to work on my birthday. That's what y'all saying.
What
in the Marcus Savage is going on right now? Goodness
I didn't say on your birthday. I was just telling you.
What's good, Mike?
Y'all ain't real.
But always remember to follow us on Twitter /X now, and TikTok, IG, and Facebook at LBR_media. Subscribe and listen on YouTube, Spotify, Apple, Google, Stitcher, wherever you want to listen on any podcast platform. Also support us and our sponsors. I'm about to play the sponsorship clip in a second from Best Stamp. And before we get started, I did want to shout out our guests from last week, Megan Hall and Mike Pag. Yes, we did the AFC South show, man. Great job with them. We got a couple new guests here today. One of the guests couldn't make it, and one covered the Jets and Dolphins for some big news that might be coming down the pipeline. So we still keep pushing. We got our Bills and Patriots rep here, and I break them in as soon as we're done with a word from our sponsor. Sports betting has rapidly risen in popularity, and I want to connect you all with the opportunity to get started or get ahead. Having multiple sportsbook accounts is the simplest way to maximize your profits, and there has never been a better time to sign up. When you visit our page, betstamp.app/LBR, you'll be connected to all the sports books in your region, along with the review of each platform and its unique benefits. All these sports books have valuable sign-up offers for new users. And when you register through our link, you will automatically receive the top offer at each one. When you use multiple sports books, you ensure that you can always access the best available odds, which is key to successful sports betting. If you want to take advantage of these benefits and support our brand, please consider signing up for your next sportsbook at betstamp.app/LBR. All right, we back with our guests. First up, got our guy, Zach. As y'all know him with Grizzlies Twitter. Y'all know him from a lot of reactions on Twitter, right?
Right.
Yes. Our beloved.
Yes, I've been known to fire a coach or two in my day, so it's great, man. Thank you for having me, man. Thank you for having me, man. Love to talk to Patriots with y'all.
Definitely, no problem, man. And also we got another guest, T, host of the NYAP and the 716 podcast with the Buffalo Bills. How you doing?
I'm good. How is everybody doing today?
Doing well.
Good.
Ready to talk some football with the fellas.
Let's get it.
Definitely. So, as always, we start this week. We start with our main Entrée, and we're gonna kick it off with the team that won the division last year, the Buffalo Bills. So, purpose of this segment is for our guests to kind of give us details about the team, everything they did this offseason, a lot of information that people from outside don't know, right? Just educating the listeners and us who don't follow the Bills closely, don't follow any of these teams in the AFC East as closely, just kind of educate us on what's going on with the team and what should we expect from the team. So, T.
Okay. First of all, I hate the way that we lost that game last year. The Bengals game was not who the Bills are, but, you know, they did not come to play that game, and it showed. Like, they looked like they were the away team and not the home team. It looked like they did not prepare at all. But moving forward, we get into the draft. I wrote some notes down because there's a lot going on. We get into the draft, and we went and got offensive pieces for Josh. They got Kincaid. He's a tight end. He can play in the slot. So another weapon for Josh. Then they went and got an offensive lineman because our line last year was just a hot mess towards the end of the season. And then with injuries, because this team was plagued with injuries. Like after the third week, big names went down. Micah Hyde went down. Trey White was coming back from an injury. But, you know, they went and got some offensive linemen. They also went in free agency as well and picked up some guys as well for that O-line. Also on the offensive side of the ball, they went and picked up a big wide receiver, Justin Shorter. They picked up the Saints guy, Hardy. We need a return guy now that, what's his name? Hyde got into a jet ski accident right before training camp. He was injured, ACL. So they went and got another guy, Isabella from Arizona. They just signed him yesterday, or today's Sunday, Friday, I think it was. But they picked him up for a punt return. On the defensive side, they picked up Williams, a linebacker, because, you know, we let Tremaine Edmonds go. He was looking for the bag, and the Bills at this time don't have money, and the Bears offered him a lot. So we kind of knew going into this season that we may not have Tremaine. So they picked up Williams, but I really don't think he's going to start this year. If he does, he might start behind Matt Milano. You know, Matt Milano is all pro. So if you're going to be, you know, behind someone, is behind Milano, who, you know, can bust open your ribs if you let him. A Jets guy's not on here, I don't think so. Yeah, he bust up Mike White pretty bad. But they picked up in free agency Puna Ford, who was from Seattle, which was a big signing. I didn't think we were going to get Puna Ford. Puna Ford wasn't really looking for money, and listen, they talked it out, and he's only here for a 1-year deal. But I could see Puna on this team for a long time. Who else did they pick up? McGovern from Dallas on the offensive line. They picked up Sherfield from Miami, which was a great pickup as well. Who else? I think that is it. But coming back, we have Von Miller coming back. We have Trey White coming back. Well, Trey White came back last year, but he wasn't coming back from this ACL. And he had his first injury of his career last year. So coming back from that and not knowing mentally, Trey wasn't ready. Physically, they said he was clear to play, but he wasn't mentally ready. Like, we as fans was like, all right, Trey's clear. What's going on? So I'm like, it had to be a mental thing. And maybe it was also, he wanted to come back the year of when he got injured, because he came back right at Thanksgiving time, like around Thanksgiving. So he came back, he struggled a little bit, but towards the end of the season, he was back to a little bit of Trey White. This season in camp, they said he is 100% fine. He's bubbly, because that's Trey. Trey dances and do all that. He wasn't doing any of that last year. So you knew it was kind of mental. What else? Micah Hyde is back as well. Micah Hyde and Jordan Poyer and White has not played on the same field since 2021. So they'll be back together, and which is great, because our secondary is Trey White. I don't know who's going to be opposite, of Trey White, because we got second year, Elam. And Elam was press man, and we play more zone. So fans are a little bit disappointed that your first rounder is not getting those reps. Benford is getting the reps, and he was second round, third round. He's outplaying your first rounder. And, for me, I'm like, play the guy. But Benford was more of a zone guy in college, and Elam is more of a press man. So probably why he got the heads up on him. But I would have to say that the number one thing for this team this year is that Sean McDermott is going to be calling the defense. Leslie Frazier, I don't know what happened if they let him go. I think they let him go. I also think that Leslie Frazier wants to be a head coach. It's a lot of speculation of the 13 seconds that happened in Kansas City was not Leslie Frazier. They said that Sean McDermott took over the play calling in the 13 seconds. We will never know. But, it's speculation out there. But for me, I think the biggest piece is Sean McDermott calling this defense. And we are more of a nickel defense. Our best nickel is Teron Johnson. The Bills play like 90-something% of nickel. So I don't think that's the case. I know for sure players have came out and said they're no longer going to be playing on their heels. They're going to be more aggressive. And when Sean was in Carolina, when he was in Carolina, he was a defensive coordinator. So he was more aggressive calling the defense. So we're thinking that Sean's going to be more aggressive this year in the defense. So yeah, that's pretty much the Buffalo Bills. Oh, and then we got Von Miller's running mate, Leonard Floyd. So we picked him up as well this offseason.
Nice. Any questions?
I have a question.
I definitely got a few.
Don't hit me too hard now.
I'm gonna make mine real quick. So lately, I think as we are in the off season, getting ready for the regular season, you definitely hear a lot of people talking about the top two quarterbacks in the league, and so those two top quarterbacks is Patrick Mahomes and Joe Burrow. So what I would like to hear from UT is make a case to say Josh Allen is still in that top two. Josh Allen definitely deserves to be, if not on that same level as Pat Mahomes, but he's maybe a cut right underneath that. So this is, your opportunity to make a case for your boy.
And see, this is the thing. I don't think he's there. That's the thing. I don't. You have to be, when you want to be the best, you have to be the best at the times.
I like her, Sharky. Sorry to cut you off. I like her.
No, it's all good. And most people, probably most fans, Bills fans, are probably not going to like it. But I just think that if you haven't beat Patrick Mahomes, who is the best in the league, Josh Allen is there. He can do some amazing things. Don't get me wrong. And he'll probably say this too. You have not beat Pat Mahomes. You have not beat Joe Burrow. Yes, you beat Pat Mahomes in the regular season, but playoffs, we all know, is a different level. We know that. So I think Josh is 3 or 4. He's top 5. If you have a top 5 quarterback in this NFL, your team is great. You know what I'm saying? So I don't care where Josh is, as long as he gets up and he plays, and we know what Josh can do. I just don't want him to get hurt, taking those hits, hurting on people. Yes, it's great. It looks fabulous, but please stop doing that.
That's fair. Good answer. Appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
Staying on Josh Allen real quick, I'll hit you with an over-under, as I've been usually consistent with last week. So over and under 110 rushing attempts for Josh Allen this season.
I'm gonna say, I hope it's under. We picked up we picked up Harris from New England, and Cook has gone on podcasts and said he's a number 1 running back. So I'm thinking that Josh is not going to be doing too much running this season, hopefully, because of course you're going to have the quarterback sneaks or whatever the case may be. Yeah. But I don't see him doing it, because Brandon Beane, the GM, has stated that he doesn't want Josh to get hit as much. Josh got hurt last year. So, I think that kind of scared everybody, and maybe we need to protect this guy more.
Okay. All right.
So with me, I am a Panthers fan, and I look at the Bills. I've always considered them as the Panthers Junior, because y'all literally got a
take
lot
everybody.
From even with McDermott, it's he was our defensive coordinator for our Super Bowl year. So when he went to the Bills, I actually liked him getting y'all getting him. However, one thing I do not like is the fact that many of y'all fans call Josh Allen Cam Newton-ish.
No.
I don't like that comparison, and I love the fact that you come out here and one said he's not Mahomes level, but two that he needs to calm down running. Because one thing I just looked up is y'all last time that y'all had an 1,000-yard rusher was in 2017. That was Shady McCoy. So I wanted to see how much do you think that affects Josh Allen now and going forward in order for him to make that next step?
I think for Josh to make a step, he needs to understand what the defense is giving him and take those shots, the mid-range shots. We love the long ball. Don't get me wrong. We got Gabe Davis who can do it. But also, too, I think when you're going to be playing like the Jets is going to take away some of that stuff. And if anything, I can say this. Brady, right? And I'm supposed to hate Brady. But Brady was good with those dink and dunks all day long. He'll kill you with 15, 7, 20 throws. And that's great because you can dink and dunk all day. And if you have it, yes, shoot it. I want Josh to have that mid-range game now. Like we seen Josh with some crazy throws, but I need Josh. And I think Josh understands it too. And this is why they went out and got a slot guy. Because when Beasley was there, when Josh and Beasley connected, it was beautiful. It was beautiful. And that's what we were missing. We're missing a slot to get into the zone of that defense and just sit there. And Beasley was good doing that. And we went back and got him. It didn't work. It didn't work because, the connection wasn't there. So, yeah.
So it sounded like to me like you're doubling down on the fact that y'all haven't had a 1,000-yard rusher and you expect 2023 kind of to be the same. So double down on Josh Allen.
My follow-up question is, why not feature more Dawson Knox?
I was going to get to him too.
That is his guy. That is his guy. I mean, again, new OC. I think a lot of it was not connecting with Josh and the OC. I mean, Ken Dorsey, yes, has been there. Ken Dorsey was his quarterback coach. But when you have a new OC, in which I thought it was just going to flow, and it kind of did. But there was times with Isaiah McKenzie he did a podcast and he said there are routes we were just running down there, and I seen two people in the same spot. Like, you can definitely make up your own routes, right, if you want to. But I think they had a lot of freedom to do whatever they want. And it showed towards the end of the season that it was getting tough. Even Stephon Diggs went on a podcast and said after, I want to say the Detroit second game, he said it just got tough to win. He said it was just before, it was just, we were just winning. It was easy. And towards the end of the season, it just got tougher. So, yeah.
And my last question, Trevor brought up Dawson Knox, and we see the Knox coming now. You went and got Kincaid in the first round. And my thing is, if you go out and draft somebody in the first round, it's a need for a team.
Yes.
So that you say.
Well, they tried to do the 12 personnel last year, but when they put OJ Howard in, they seen that he was not the guy. I was excited about OJ Howard coming to Buffalo in that 12-person tight end set. I was excited, but they cut him. And then we got Quentin Morris, he's not a good blocker. I mean, he caught a touchdown, but he's not comparable to a Dawson Knox. You can't have both of them on the same team. I mean, on the same field, because we know he's a decoy. So when you get this other tight end, Kincaid, I think is just going to make this offense. There's a missing piece that they needed for sure, because I mean, he could play in the slot. He could, he's not a great blocker yet, but that'll come. That'll come with the games.
And my question revolves around DeMar Hamlin. Guess what's the update status on him, and do you expect to see him play or start play a lot this year?
DeMar's doing fine. They said that he's cleared to play. He's at training camp now. He's doing well, actually. I think for DeMar, he had said the next step for him will be pads. Pads are tomorrow. They didn't play pads. They didn't do pads yet, but tomorrow is supposed to be the pad day. And I think for him, it's just psychological. Once he gets out there and get hit, I mean, I really don't. I'm not there, like I'm not at camp or nothing like that. I've gone, but I think for him, it's just putting those pads on and getting hit.
Gotcha. Before Sheedy go, my last question. Guess Buffalo, last year y'all had all the hype. Yeah, a lot of people had y'all picked to win Super Bowl. That game against Kansas City in the playoffs was like, oh yeah, they should have won. They automatic Super Bowl favorites. Coming to this season, the hype has died down. How do you feel the team? Do you think the team would be better for it with the hype kind of dying down?
Yes, I hated it. It was like I heard this all season: Super Bowl or bust, Super Bowl or bust. So I was like, what in the world? Like, we haven't even played a game. And now I'm happy. I'm happy to give it to the Jets, Miami. Now you can have Super Bowl or bust against the Jets because you have Aaron Rodgers. So it's Super Bowl or bust.
You think that affected y'all the other team? The high expectations?
I think so. Y'all know that I think players, Davis said it in his presser. He said the noise started getting to him because Davis, coming into the season, or last season, he had a high ankle sprain. So he wasn't 100%. He said he started hearing and listening to the noise, so it affected his game. So the players hear this, Super Bowl or bust. I was excited. I mean, we went out and got Vaughn. We got all these pieces, and it just kind of fell apart after week 3. Injuries after injuries after injuries after injuries. I'm like, but we still went 13-3 with those injuries. And now people are saying, we're not even going to make the playoffs. We're only going to win 9 games. I'm like, y'all do know we got the same players back. We got them back. The players that didn't even play last year, and we were 13-3. And now we're not 9. We're making 9 wins. I'm like, yo, okay, I'm fine. And I think these players now is coming out with a chip on their shoulder because they hear it. They hear it. They do. So I don't know. I don't think we're going to win 9 games, though. But, I could be wrong, but I don't think so.
No, I don't. Sorry, I'm going to come on and ask my question. I don't think you'll definitely win more than 9 games because Von Miller's going to play the entire season.
Yeah.
And that's when did y'all lose him? Like game 5, 6, something?
7.
Like
it was 7? Thanksgiving. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
I hate Thanksgiving games because we lose the last 3 games. 3 Thanksgiving games we lost players. So I am happy this year. We're not playing on Thanksgiving.
Well, as a Cowboys fan, I wish we wouldn't either. But to my question, though, is such. There was this talk, like when you guys lost that game to the Bengals, to even like to now, about this kind of different relationship between Stefan and Josh, right? And that connection. Is that chemistry fully repaired, and is it still there? Or do you think there's a little bit of smoke for that fire?
I understand it. The hype of it, the whole, what are you doing? Arms up in the air. And everybody is just saying that Josh Diggs wanted the ball more. He got mad because they were trying to go out and get D-Hop. He went on his presser and said, listen, have you ever had a family member that you had a disagreement with? And all you wanted to do is just, talk it out. They're fine. Steph said they're fine. There is nothing. He said, I love Josh. He said, I just want to win. He said, I know there's more football behind me than there is in front of me, and I just want to win. He said, we've had the pieces. I just want us to get over that hump. And maybe it's this year. Hopefully it's just this year. But, yeah, they're fine.
Yep, that's good to hear, man. Good to
hear.
All right, Zach, it's time to move forward to your New England Patriots. What you got for us?
All right. So I also have notes and a list, and I will also start with where our season ended, and that was against the Buffalo Bills, losing to them for a 3rd time in spectacular fashion. I believe there were like 2 returns in that game. Whenever you have 2 special teams scores against you, Mac Jones threw 3 interceptions in that game. It was just, we squeaked into the playoffs and just, did the turtle on its back type of deal. And so first order of business, I believe, was fixing the offense, particularly the offensive coaching, because as great as Bill Belichick is in all of his infinite wisdom, he decided that 2 career defensive coaches should be Mac Jones's offensive coordinators. And anyone with a hint of football acumen or knowledge will probably know that's not a great idea. And it was horrible. It was a terrible idea. You essentially wasted a year of Mac Jones's progression. He actually regressed. You could see the arguments and the frustration throughout the team. There were times that the team and players, were like openly mutiny against the offensive coaches. I mean, there were all types of reports that were coming out last year about issues in the locker room with the Patriots, and this is something that you never get out of New England. Generally, it's generally smooth. So that was rough. So we hired Bill O'Brien, who didn't really actually have a bunch of time at Alabama with Mac Jones. They weren't together really at the same time. I think they had kind of high-fived as Mac Jones was leaving and Bill O'Brien was coming in. But Bill O'Brien has some history with the Patriots as far as just understanding their system, and he may be the coach in waiting if things don't go how they should be going. But that would be another podcast. But no, Bill O'Brien is there, and I'm already hearing reports out of the camp that things are more organized, and you actually have an offensive coach there, and retrievers aren't running into each other, and they can actually make checks at the line. And that it was madness last year. It looked like you had defensive coaches trying to coach offense because it was super conservative. There was no creativity. And it was just horrible. So Bill O'Brien is there. That's number one. I think that's the number one pickup of the offseason. Moving forward, there were some losses that we had as far as like Jacoby Myers, who was Mac Jones's favorite receiver, and we let him go for essentially the same deal that we gave Jonnu Smith. Not Jonnu Smith, excuse me, Juju Smith-Schuster. Got him from the Chiefs. He can thank Patrick Mahomes for making him look like he is a relevant wide receiver in the NFL again, because I mean, he was the happiest to sign that deal with the Patriots, right? And I'm always weary of us signing how can I say this, wide receiver. I don't want to say past their prime, but aren't who they were. We have multiple examples. Chad Ochocinco signed with the Patriots was not the same. Reggie Wayne was a Patriot for a very small amount of time. He retired in training camp. I don't know if Juju Smith-Schuster's knee is completely healthy. He's been a little bit limited through camp, so we'll see where that goes. But he is essentially the Patriots' number one wide receiver right now, and that is a little bit scary to me because it's not 2018. He is not Pittsburgh Juju Smith-Schuster anymore, but he's going to have to be because that's just the makeup of the wide receiver room right now. He's the top of that depth chart. We also signed Mike Gesicki from the Dolphins, which is interesting that the Dolphins let him go, but I guess he didn't fit their scheme from what I was seeing. So we will have Hunter Henry and Mike Gesicki, which I think will be good for the offense, though. Essentially, Mike Gesicki is a big slot. He's not going to block at all, so that might be a little bit of a worry. But some reports come out of camp that he's building chemistry with Mac Jones. We also let go of Jonnu Smith, which Sharky knows. I don't understand what happened when he got to New England. His powers, it was like the Monstars in Space Jam, just sucked the talent right out of this man and was fumbling. It was weird. It was odd. I don't know. I can't explain it. Why we couldn't get the ball in his hands and him do yards after the catch Jonnu Smith, like Tennessee Titans Jonnu Smith things. I don't know why that wasn't a thing in New England. It was odd, but we shall move on. So we have Mike Gesicki. And on the defensive side, Devin McCourty retired. So shout out to Devin McCourty, who was a staple for us on the safety. He actually was drafted as a corner. Little known fact, way back when he was drafted as a corner, made the Pro Bowl as a cornerback, and the next season got moved to safety and was like a perennial great safety for the New England Patriots. So he retired, which is going to be interesting. We did resign Jalen Mills, who he's going to play safety, but it's going to be a safety by committee thing. We just don't really have a whole bunch of great cover safeties back there. I mean, we have Kyle Duggar, who is a tweener. He's a beast at tweener safety linebacker. Still not so great in the open field in the back end, but he did make a lot of splash plays last year. He had a couple of returns, interception returns for touchdowns. He made really big plays, but he is not super consistent as far as in coverage on the back end, and definitely not directing the defense. He's more of a strong safety, hybrid linebacker. We also have Jabril Peppers. If you didn't know he was still in the league, he's with the Patriots. I know it's little known Patriot facts here, NFL facts that we have on the back end. We also drafted in the first round Christian Gonzalez, UCLA, I believe. I think it's UCLA. But no, he's essentially our number one cornerback right now. And he's been doing well out of camp, so he's been very sticky in coverage. And that's what I like to hear. Normally, when Bill goes after cornerbacks and defensive backs, he kind of knows what he's doing there, right? Like we can just Stephen Gilmore, Malcolm Butler, Sante Samuel. The list goes on and on. Akeem Talib. It goes on and on with defensive backs. Darrelle Revis, great defensive backs in New England, but the wide receiver, it kind of, as far as drafting them, it's rough. It's rough. Speaking of wide receivers, we had DeAndre Hopkins in for a visit. Posted videos on Instagram with old Matt Judon. I think the caption was La Familia. And I knew it was a done deal. I knew DeAndre Hopkins would be wearing. Yeah, I see it, Sharky. Sharky's holding up a Tennessee Titans necklace. And no, that hurt my heart. Especially where we choked. It hurt my heart that he essentially went to the Titans on what essentially was his value. I mean, probably his value, maybe a little bit underneath of what his value actually is going to end up being. And we re-signed Devontae Parker, who is often hurt. He may make a contested catch here and there. But yeah, he's going to probably positively impact maybe, 6 to 8 of our games. He's going to be hurt or be a non-show, a non-factor in the rest of the games of the season. So, all in all, it's been, I would say, a rough. I don't know. I blame COVID. Like I'm going all the way back to COVID. I'm blaming COVID for the demise of my New England Patriots, because I knew things were weird when we signed the corpse of Cam Newton. And I'm sorry, Tev. I'm sorry. I said it. I said the corpse of Cam Newton.
So you weren't a believer with the shootout he had with Russell Wilson.
Look, every great
Kobe happy after that game.
Every great champion has at least one last punch. One good fight in him, right? One good fight.
Yeah, he had none,
and he was done. No, I'm telling you, the amount of balls that just went from his hand to the dirt, or from his hand and 2 to 3 feet over the hands of outstretched hands of a receiver, too many times. Too many times. I mean, I think we were playing the Bills when we had. I'm going back. We were playing the Bills, and like on the cusp.
Y'all had that. You guys had that game, right? So I was like, oh my God. And then Ike Bucker went and stripped it. I was like, yes. Cam was gone too. I was like, oh, this game is over. I think it was Ike Bucker came in and swatted the ball away, and we got the fumble recovery.
Yeah, we've snatched defeat from the mouth of victory many times over the past 3 seasons, I would say now. And so moving forward, we are just we're middling, and it's weird. It's a weird feeling as a perennial winner, right? And someone that like a team that dominated a division for I don't know 20 since I've been watching football, right? And so I've been going through a little crisis myself. So y'all pray for me, right? Y'all, I may need some counseling, some hand on the back, because like I'm going through what Golden State fans are about to start going through, right?
Watch your mouth. Watch your mouth. You already disrespected Cam Newton. You already disrespected Cam Newton. Whoa. Watch your goddamn mouth on this podcast. You're a guest, and we appreciate you being here, but chill.
You tripping. You want people to pray for you, but then you get shots fired. Boom. Like, what are you doing here?
Come on, man. Zach, welcome to the rest of us.
Yeah,
thank you.
What's up, Trevor?
Right.
The pool might be open. He working out with your boy KD. The pool might be open once again. So, for the Wizards.
Man, so yes, it is odd to be, 8-8, right? The great 8-8. We're not going to be bad enough we're not going to tank. So as long as you have Bill Belichick, we're going to at least be hovering around 500 just off of his coaching ability. But we have the opposite issue, I believe, of what T was describing as far as, we have a dink and dunk game, right? That's great. We don't have an explosive portion to our offense. The explosive portion to our offense was the run game, which is very, very weird to say.
But you guys always had great running backs, though.
Yes. Which is I would say great.
Okay, not great. Okay, that was a stretch. My bad.
They had 1,000-yard rusher.
Yeah,
yes, we did.
yeah.
We did. Ramondre.
Now that was nasty.
I'm sorry. It's the energy that this guy has brought on the podcast. It's like, I'm ready now. Like, what's up, man?
Holy crap.
So Ramondre Stevenson actually had almost 1,500 yards from scrimmage last year, almost had 70 catches last year, and that's a testament to the dink and dunk arm of Mac Jones, right? So it is interesting how the tables are turned. We don't have an explosive consistently explosive aspect of our offense, which makes us very defendable. Right? If you stop the run with the Patriots and you say, hey, Mac Jones beat me, I don't know if anyone if any of you all are defensive coordinators that are, again for, that week against the Patriots, I don't think you're staying up at night very late. I don't think you're staying up very night because we don't really have a consistent deep threat. Tyquan Thornton, who is our speed guy, was a rookie wide receiver last year, and rookie wide receivers either don't get playing time in New England or they're not very good because the scheme has historically been super duper complicated for rookie wide receivers to actually contribute in that offense. And so, and we rarely have a superstar, quote unquote, wide receiver. I think we all could name the last superstar wide receiver that the Patriots had. Randy Moss, right? Yeah, there we go. Randy Moss. And we've actually never paid a wide receiver true superstar wide receiver money in the history of Bill Belichick. That's just another thing to throw out there. So it is going to be a struggle for us. I am predicting, I don't know, maybe 7-10. That's where I'm looking at. And it hurts my heart to say that. But just looking at the schedule, those first 4 weeks of the season are going to be super brutal. We open up the season against the Philadelphia Eagles, who are going to be just super duper upset. I'm actually gonna let me just, since I said, I'm gonna pull up those first 4 games of the season real quick. Yeah. So let's see. We're Philadelphia. That's number one. Then we have the Dolphins, who another fun fact for the non-Patriot followers is that we have never beat Tua. Tua is 4-0 against us, which is
That's a stat.
just
That was a
He actually
stat.
played 4 games against y'all.
yes, he's
Huh.
yes, he's played 4 games and he has won every single one of them. That is disturbing. And then we have at the Jets, and that could also be 0-3, and then at Sheedy's Cowboys, which may be 0-4, right? So like it is that is going to be a struggle, and I think if we don't get off to at least 1-3 start maybe, or 2-2 start, it's going to be a struggle for us to even make the wild card. So, and I mean that's a game without playing the Bills. That's a game without traveling over to Germany that we have to play, but we've historically done well. We also have a game against the Chiefs at the end of the season at Denver like on Christmas Eve. It's going to be a rough road, and there's been some consternation already up in New England and amongst New England fans about this latest tenure of Bill Belichick, and that's probably where I'm gonna land my plane. I see he's very close to the Shula record. I think he's either 18 or 19 wins away. I think it's 19 wins away from Shula's record. And at the rate at which we're winning, it may take about 2 to 3 seasons. I'm seeing threes in the chat on the stream. It may be 3 seasons, right? But it's I don't know if Kraft is going to have the patience, especially seeing the other teams in the division progress as far and as fast as they have in the amount of time, because legitimately the Patriots could be 4th in the division, which hasn't happened in.
There ain't no legitimate about it. If we gonna open it up, Sharky, let's open it up, because I wasn't gonna do this until we start being ready.
I had one for him real quick.
You got one for him?
I
got personal beef in this.
I hope. Okay. I'm ready.
I'm
ready. I'm ready. I got my helmet on. I'm ready. I'm ready.
Call the order, Cat. Call the order. We here.
Oh yeah.
We here.
First of all, real quick. Can we give Zach a hug? He just talked for 20 minutes and he sounds depressed.
Skyler.
My God.
It hasn't even it hasn't started. Football hasn't even started. You're just like, well, God.
No, hey.
1-3 sound good.
Me too.
Right. He said 1-3 sounds good.
Nah, me too. KT had never seen our teams win Super Bowls. He saw a team win how many Super Bowls? Not
Thank
one,
you.
Not 2.
Not
I mean, we went 4 times.
Nah.
Yeah. Come on.
Actually, Sharky, from that standpoint, let it rain. I'm in the comments.
Oh, sir.
Let it rain.
I like Skyler. We went 8-8 with we went 8-8 with the Duck and Mason Rudolph. So I think that's we out of this conversation. So,
but I got a serious question. Did y'all really think y'all was getting D-Hop? And the reason I asked that is because y'all got Bill O'Brien. And you remember what happened with him and Bill O'Brien in Houston when Bill O'Brien traded him for nothing because they didn't want to pay him. Did y'all really think he was about to come play for that same dude?
Look, I had hope, man. Look, okay, I had hope. I just want a talented, I want a wide receiver that at least scares somebody on the, when the team gets off, when you're playing intramurals, right? You got your squad, and then you walk to the gym, and you got to do the eye test. You like, all right, hey, we're good. Hey, look, we're good, right? Don't even stretch sometimes. Like, I don't need no water. Hey, look, I'm not gonna stretch. Hey, let's just go out there and do our thing. That's the Patriots right now. People just looking at our wide receiver room, and it's like, hey, look, we're gonna double the middle. We're gonna muck up the middle of the field, and they're not gonna beat us up over the top.
But even with D-Hop, did you think? How many games did you think you were going to win if you had D-Hop?
He was probably worth at least 2 or 3, I think, which would have got us I think at least 3. I think it would have at least given push the talent down the depth chart, right? And I think that competition and just his acumen, right? Because I think he has something left in the tank. I think he has something left in the tank. You know, even with the steroid allegations and the not liking the practice allegations, and
he's been practicing every day since he's been with Tennessee. He's been talking to us on Twitter.
right. And so I believe he still has something left in the tank versus what we have. You know what? I'm gonna do it right now. Let me.
Y'all get him upset.
Look, Juju.
Wait a minute.
Juju Smith-Schuster, Devontae Parker, Tyquan Thornton, Kendrick Bourne.
Did he say Taekwondo? Who was that?
Yeah, right. And DeMario Douglas.
Stop. Just stop.
No, actually, I would like for him to keep going. Let me butt in too. I'm sorry. Don't even stop at the wide receiver room. My man, go through this 53-man roster and tell me who's scaring me. Like, we ain't even talking wide receiver room. I just looked at the depth.
We're talking about the whole facility at this point.
Yeah, they got some D line.
Hold up now. Hey, we got Matthew.
You got Juju. You got Juju.
You got
They got Matthew Judon though.
Judon. I'm gonna say Judon. You got Judon.
We got Matthew.
I will give you red sleeves. Let's keep counting, please.
Here's my question.
That's where the buck stops, like Giannis.
Exactly. That's what I'm trying to get at.
Here's my question. Despite all of this that's going on with the New England Patriots, one positive thing that I can admit that has kind of kept y'all in some games, y'all have been near the tops in the league in takeaways for the past 2 seasons now. So over and under 15 takeaways for the Patriots this season.
15.
Devin McCourty walking through that door.
15. But I will say this: we're playing some teams that'll give the ball away. I know Dak Prescott will throw us at least one. You know what I'm saying? So I look. Yeah, I got to say that for Sheedy.
Yeah. Oh, that's cute.
I
can't wait to go.
3-1, right? We played the Raiders. Right, I think we can get something off of them. We play the Saints. We play the Commanders. We play the Colts, and by that point,
I'll give you one. I'll give you one too.
AR-15, Anthony Richardson. He may give us 1 or 2. We play the Giants.
Rookie quarterback against Belichick. Yeah, he at least 1 or 2.
We play. Oh my gosh, what's the Giants quarterback name? What?
Jones.
That's
Hey, look,
Danny Dimes.
Yeah, and I mean, so yeah, I would say we're close, and then we got Russell Wilson too. So I would say we will get over. I think we'll get over 15.
Over 15. Okay.
I'm gonna go over. Over. So I mean, it's. Oh yeah, go ahead.
2.
Is it? Can I go now?
Yes. Here we go.
What was yours, my friend?
So I text my brother and my mom, who are both Patriots fans.
Smart people. Great people.
I believe they are, but I ain't seen them say go Patriots in the last 4 years. Either who. I text them, say, hey, bro, you know what I'm saying? We finna be on a podcast. Come check us out. Nah. We gonna finish the last in the division. Don't have enough on offense. We will run a lot of 2 tight end sets. I also don't really care for Mac Jones. I want us to tank and get Caleb. To that you say. My brother, that's a Patriots fan, by the way. Shout out to my brother.
Look. I'm gonna tell you this. I am not a Mac Jones supporter, right? Look, I knew that when we were going to depend on a quarterback who had a better wide receiver core as a college quarterback than he does right now to look good and to come to New England. No, that's not the guy. That's not the guys who put us over the top. He's gonna have to be surrounded with excellent talent to be able to be the best that he could be. Like people wanted to equate him and Brady and that they're both great processor and like elite game. No. I mean that offense was built around Brady, was built around the talent. I mean, you really want to go back and look at it when they had those great, like Brady was putting up, like crazy numbers that Mac Jones that is not going to put up with what's around him right now. So do I support taking? And I would, but I know that it's not in the DNA of the franchise and DNA of the coach. It's just something that they won't like. And I'll take it to basketball here. That year when Steph got hurt, right? I think it was 2 years ago.
2021,
yeah. 2021 had the hand thing, and like they were like, "Hey, sit down. We're gonna go ahead and just let it play all the young guys. Just let it ride. We'll see how that goes." They end up, getting the top 2 pick. And we know what happened from there, right? But I just don't think that that's in the DNA of the coach, DNA of Robert Kraft to just say, "Hey, we're just gonna the year to do that was the Cam Newton year. That was the year to tank."
But also too, I mean, they didn't put him in a position. Mac Jones did. Like they went and got a defensive coordinator to call your plays. I mean. That didn't help. I mean, you can see the frustration of Mac Jones saying he wants to push the ball down the field. And it's like, I don't know if they didn't trust him to do it or they just handcuffed him. Because it was just obvious he wanted to move the ball down the field. And it was just like, I don't know.
One thing we didn't mention was the super shoddy offensive line play that we've had probably the past 2 years. So Mac Jones, was definitely under siege last year. This year, I mean, we drafted rookie guard Cole Strange last year, who was a little light in the tail, and he was getting pushed around. Actually, got benched last year. This year we also had Isaiah Wynn, who is actually I think he's with the Dolphins now. Who was one of our first round. We drafted him as a guard, played him as a tackle. Never really reached his full potential, so did not get an extension. So he is with the Dolphins. Then we brought back Trent Brown, who played great for us. The year that we won, I think that might have been the Rams Super Bowl year. Either way, played well for us, left us, got paid, was horrible, came back, and so we're hoping that he shows up in shape and does well and be a left guard for us, but. Right now, we don't really have a right tackle. We've signed Riley Reef and some Jags over there to play right tackle, and I believe the quarterback's going to be under siege again. So it's a bad combination. Everybody knows you're going to run first because you got Ramondre Stevenson. You're going to run him into the ground, unfortunately, and so they know the run's coming. Hopefully, things don't have to be they're going to have to be based on play action, which we didn't do enough of. Which is odd that we did more play action when we had Bailey Zappi in and not Mac Jones. So it was some odd choices that were going on. I don't know if they were intentional or not. But yeah, no, we're not going to tank. We're not going to tank. I wish that we would. I wish we would get a dynamic, or quarterback. Like I just don't believe in this day and age of the NFL, you have to have an elite QB to get into the final four or to get to the Super Bowl. And we're just not there. Our team is not good enough to drag Mac Jones. Like this isn't the 2000 Baltimore Ravens. It's not going to happen. I think there are probably 6 quarterbacks that are probably capable of winning, that will be consistently capable of making the Super Bowl each year. And none of those 6 includes Mac Jones.
Yeah, I was just
golly. I feel like yesterday they had a elite quarterback.
You know what's funny? And I haven't had a chance to talk about this as far as just the fact that Brady's last game in a Patriots uniform was against Sharky's Titans, right?
Oh my God!
Throwing a pick 6 to close out that playoff game.
Throwing a pick 6 to a former Patriot, Logan Ryan, right? And they threw dirt on Brady's name.
And the chain came on.
Look, and the Patriots would not give Brady like a 2-year, $50 million deal. They wouldn't give it to him. Said he wasn't worth it. This man went to a perennial loser, like professional losers in the Bucs, most historically losing franchise, I believe, in the NFL.
And won them a championship.
And won a Super Bowl.
That's crazy.
against
The Chiefs.
the Patrick Mahomes.
Look,
Right.
the NFL wanted Brady to be
right.
successful.
Look, I'm telling you this. Like it's a knife in the side, the stomach. Either way, it just hurt. So we've had some missteps recently as a franchise. Look, I don't know if it's gonna be before or after the bye week that I'm gonna be firing up the trade machine for Mac Jones, because his extension will be coming up here. We'll have to decide next year on giving him an extension. And do I want to give him a 4 or 5 year, $120 million deal?
Nah.
I don't want to. I don't want to. I really don't want to do that. I don't want to have to do that, right? But then who's your quarterback?
Yeah, right. Wow. I mean, because the division just got tough.
In a division that you got Aaron Rodgers.
He's the worst quarterback. You don't have to name them all. He's the worst quarterback. You don't got to name them all.
You didn't have to name
You don't name them all.
Facts.
No, I ain't got to do that.
Yeah, you we're still on 3 minutes.
Yeah, I think we're good here.
We'll save you that time.
Sorry.
Okay, all right. No, I'm gonna ask y'all a question. And look, if Mac Jones was on the Dolphins with Waddle and Tyreek Hill,
he couldn't get the ball down, Jones. I'm sorry.
But this is the thing. I don't know if Tua's arm is that strong either, to tell you the truth.
Yeah,
that's true.
But Tua looks great with them. Like he looks like one of the best quarterbacks.
And he looks great against y'all 4-0.
He does.
Sheesh.
So would Mac Jones be 4-0 against y'all? Is that what you're asking me?
I don't think that the Patriots can just beat black quarterbacks because Tom Brady. No. I say this. Sounds funny, but Zach, correct me if I'm wrong. Tom Brady never beat Cam Newton.
Really?
That's a stat. So you could clown about having to watch Cam Newton, but you should also be honored that he stepped inside that poverty friend. No, just playing.
I'm gonna have to.
Okay, I ain't gonna go that far. But Tom Brady never beat Cam Newton. That's the stat.
I know they lost to a game. I don't know if it was a Monday night game in Carolina. I do specifically remember that because I think we threw like a pass to Gronk in the end zone, and he was getting all type of held up by Luke Kuechly. And look, I remember these random moments in Patriots history, but that particular moment, was kind of rough. But
he was going that at all times, Savage. He was going at all pod.
We like the Memphis Tigers football team struggle with athletic quarterbacks. I know. I said it.
Hey, what are you doing? What are you doing, bro?
All the smoke right now.
We struggle with mobile athletic quarterbacks. We built a team to stop the run. We are just now getting around to having tweeners and fast linebackers, and we're just now trying to like the Dante Hightowers of the world and the Brandon Spikes of the world, like out of our program and retiring. But we might want to think about getting some athletic quarterbacks some athletic linemen and some athletic linebackers, because we are legitimately not being able to compete with the caliber of quarterbacks that are now
in your division.
Just in your own
division and dispersed throughout the league.
Yeah. But Cheaty, you got something?
Yeah, I'm gonna just be quick. I don't want to dwell too much on the the 0-4 start, but the defense will travel. And what I will say is, you're right. You struggled against Tua 20-7. You lost to Lamar. You gave Justin Fields and the Bears their probably first win in the past decade. And so I'm very, very thankful for you coming on here and defending the Patriots. They have a great defense. I am unclear. And you do not have to answer this question. We go to the next two teams because the Patriots are the bottom of the barrel. I don't know who the Patriots are paying at all. There is one player. There might be two players that I really don't know of. Okay, I'll name that. Give me 50 more players that y'all are paying y'all's money to, because I don't understand it. And you have a great defense that's going to travel with you, that keeps Mac Jones relevant in your losses and wins. Like, I mean, if you had a few ones that are above 30 points, but y'all don't really go above 30, to be honest. And the way this league is, you're gonna need sometimes to go above 30 a lot more often than twice. And so I'll leave it at that. You know what I'm saying? Like I know we got two other teams to talk about, you know, some cream of the crop. Because the Patriots are done.
I think we're getting to the mid now. We already did the cream of the crop. We did the Buffalo Bills.
Well, we weren't talking about the Patriots no more. I can tell you that.
Yeah, let's move on.
Just one quick note. We have one player that base salary is above $10 million, and his name is Matthew Judon. He makes $11 million, and he should actually be making closer to 18 or 20.
I'm gonna say he should get paid more than that. Like, wow,
He the one to be holding out.
And not even that, he's the one that's recruiting people to come play.
Right.
He's on Twitter or X and saying, "Hey, come over here and play."
He is actually doing what they are talking. They are talking contract restructuring right now with him. I don't know how well that's gonna go. But they are talking contract with Matthew Judon.
Okay. And on that note, let's
move forward to predictions.
Because thank God. Thank God. You talk 30 minutes of mediocrity, if that.
Mediocrity?
Nah, ain't mediocrity, bro. That's just bad.
The pits.
Sad. I will go with depression,
if you will.
We'll start with I guess. Start with T. Then on to Zach, to Skyler. We just shoot on up to Sheedy, Trevor, Tuke, and me. What are your predictions? What's your pecking order in the AFC East?
I hate it, but I think we're gonna be 12-5. I got us winning the division, of course. I know everybody thinks that our window is closed, it's closing, it's gone, whatever. You have Josh Allen, your window really is like really never closed. I got the Jets. Oh man, this is hard because Jets and Miami, I think all of us right there. It's going to be a tough division, of course. I'm sorry, New England. It's going to be a tough division for three teams.
Three, y'all.
And it's for me. It's going to be about injuries. Who can stay healthier? Because you've seen last year we were not healthy.
I hope that Tua get hurt. Then I guess. Sorry, I'm sorry. Let me tell you.
No, you're good. You're good.
Catch up on the record. I'm sorry. Let her talk. I'm sorry.
That's gonna happen.
But I say us finishing first, the Jets, Miami, and New England. For sure.
I hate to sound like a broken record, right? The optimistic me, right, is saying that.
Because remember, the optimistic you got y'all going on 4 or 1-3. I'm sorry.
Right. I'm going to get the number one spot out of the way. I think the Bills are going to take the division. I think the Jets will give them, a tougher run because I think Aaron Rodgers is motivated. I know we didn't really talk too much about the Jets, but he's motivated. He's out here saying Sean Payton's insecure.
Okay, we'll talk. Keep your what do you say? Keep my
coach's name out of your mouth. Hey, look. So he is. I think he's going to be motivated. He has all of his toys that he had in Green Bay. I believe with maybe even a better defense and maybe they won't choke in the playoffs like the Packers have done recently. So yeah, I've got the Jets 2. And I think the third spot is up for grabs. Look, this is the optimistic.
Ooh,
I think I think the third spot might be.
You say optimistic Prime? What did he say?
I was waiting on it. Look, Jalen Ramsey, who the Dolphins signed in the offseason, did get hurt.
Yeah.
Was going to be undergoing surgery. So that it is a hit to their secondary, which is still good. Still got great safety play in Holland. Still got Xavier Howard. But it all rides on the health of Tua. Tua is their season. Tua is their backup?
White, right? Oh yeah, Mike White. My bad.
Mike White. Yep.
Okay, yeah, Mike White. Who
was better than Mac Jones?
Did pretty well. So yeah, I think that if Tua stays healthy, we'll probably be they'll probably be third, and the Patriots will probably be fourth. But if Tua gets injured, right, he's out for any, I think, significant amount of time through the season. I think that we could duke it out
And I'll say this about the Jets, and I could probably say this about our O-line as well. I think for the Jets and Aaron Rodgers, it's going to have to depend on their O-line and stand Aaron Rodgers to be upright. He has to stay upright. Because once I can see Aaron Rodgers getting pissed about that O-line, and if he's getting hit, and if he's being rushed out the pocket and all this craziness, because, he's not a young dude anymore. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting to see the Jets for sure this year.
Yeah. I'm going to keep mine short and sweet. We're definitely go with the Bills. I think at the end of the day, the Buffalo Bills has the better quarterback in the division. And I honestly don't even think it's close. So from that aspect, I think I'll go Bills 1. I'll go Jets 2, again, only for the simple fact that I don't believe Tua is going to give you 12, 13 games out of the season. He's going to get hurt. It's a matter of when does he get hurt? How long is he going to be out? I think the Dolphins has a really good roster. I just think I don't trust Tua to stay healthy long enough. So from that aspect, again, I'll go Jets 2. However, this is my time and opportunity to say, do we really trust Aaron Rodgers to fix the Jets? So all I'm going to say, T touched on it. I think Zach touched on it as well. I mean, we've seen what Aaron Rodgers has done. I mean, real quick, this team, the Jets team, very similarly reminds me of the Green Bay Packers team for the most part. Mm-hmm. So what's going to be different about this team versus the team that he's been on the past 2 years?
And the only thing about that is that small market when it comes to Green Bay. This is a big market. They're going to eat Rodgers alive if he's not what they're expecting him to be. New York media is right. New York media is different. Mm-hmm. So not to cut you off, sorry.
No, you good. You good. So I go Jets 2, Miami 3, and I'm going to keep it at 3. Somebody else can go.
All right, Sheedy, go ahead.
Well, I'll pick it up for you and let you know that the Patriots will be 4 for everybody. And I'm not sorry about that. I think the AFC, I'm not going to say this out loud. I think the AFC East will definitely have 2 teams, if not 3 teams, in the playoffs, at least that third team competing. The third team I have and the third seed will be the Miami Dolphins. And my first seed, I'm going with the Jets, actually. Am I saying that Aaron Rodgers fixes all of the problems or a few of the problems? Not really. But what I am saying is the Jets lost 6 games by 8 points or less. And Aaron Rodgers and Garrett Wilson can cover that 8 points a little bit better. And that defense is still there and re-signed as well. And so I'm going to stick with the Jets for 1. I think the Bills this season, they're going to miss something. I don't know what it's going to be, unfortunately. But I think that lure of them playing like I got to be, to your point earlier, Super Bowl or bust, right? They're not playing that way this upcoming season, which I think is good for them to come in and be more of a wild card team and make their way that way. And so I have the Bills at 2. So Jets, Bills, Dolphins, and then Trevor.
All right, so I got the Bills winning this division at 13-4. 5 years ago, I said on this very podcast that Aaron Rodgers had 3 years left and he was completely washed. We're in year 5, and I'm standing on that he is completely washed. I don't see what y'all see in the New York Jets. Granted, yeah, they got a great defense. They got some nice weapons, but you got to washed up Aaron Rodgers, and then you got Nathaniel Hackett who proved that he couldn't even call Pizza Hut to order pizza when he was coaching the Broncos last season. So I don't know what's this whole thing. So give me the Dolphins actually to finish this season second. I know it's going to be all on Tua, but I think White Mike, if it came to it, he could probably hold it down for the Dolphins. So that leaves the Jets at 3, and then unfortunately, Zach, for your Patriots, they just going to be on the bottom looking up. So I got Bills 1, 13-4, Dolphins, Jets, and then Patriots.
The thing with the Jets is that they've consistently had for the last 2 years a top 5 defense. Even if we go top 7, top 8, cool. The thing with the Jets about last season that they also had 3 quarterbacks who put up 1,000 yards. Granted, you saying that Aaron Rodgers, who could be on his last days, but not only do you give him players that he's comfortable with, you give him a number 1 target in Garrett Wilson. And y'all know me on the pod. I've been with the Jets for the last couple of years saying, hey, watch out. And I think this is that year that they kind of put it together. Granted, of course, the chemistry that the Bills have, the Jets don't have. But Sheedy, I'm with you. It's something awesome. It's something off about the Bills. And I want to say it's Josh Allen. I don't want to get on let's keep an eye on Josh Allen, but I think that team literally goes as far as he goes. And I'm honestly not sure if he has that it factor yet. Whereas Aaron Rodgers, of course, last year won too good, but a couple years ago he was putting up MVP numbers. Matter of fact, I think he won MVP or something like that, right? Yep. So you put him on this Jets team who got Dalvin Cook in the building. They not letting Dalvin Cook leave that office without him signing that contract. They go. I don't advocate for violence, but they damn sure might put a knife or a gun to his head and say, if you don't sign his contract, it's gonna be hell and high water. I'm just saying that's how good the Jets can possibly be with Dalvin Cook, and even without him, Breece Hall coming back, and they got another running back. I think his last name was White or something like that, who was pretty good. The Jets are right there. So I say all that to say I do have the Jets being number one. I'm not sure what the hell the Bills gonna have going on. I want to be wrong because I do like the Panthers Juniors. I do like cheering for, former Panthers players. So I do want them to succeed, but it's just something off and I can't put my finger on it. I got the Bills going number 2, number 3, number 4. I really could care. 2 ain't going to play half the games next season. And even if he don't, Mac Jones and the Patriots still ain't going to be as good to finish third. So, I mean, I guess you can give me Dolphins at number 3, and then the Patriots is number 4. So,
all right. Okay. Riddle me this too real quick before Cap goes. So, Skylar talked about on the show last week, when the team shows you who they are, believe them. And the New York Jets are a team where quarterbacks potentially go to die. So, name me a legitimate New York Jets quarterback from the past 10 years that has actually been even remotely good. Or you can say, okay, his stint with the Jets was better than any other stint that he had with anybody else.
But how good? Whoa, hold on before you answer. How good do you need Aaron Rodgers to be, though? That's my point about
exactly.
They have White Mike and 2 other guys from the Kroger Deli throwing at the ball back there. So to me, Aaron Rodgers is a step up from anything that they have. It doesn't matter if this is Aaron Rodgers on year 27. I don't care if Aaron Rodgers is in a wheelchair. He's going to do better than what I just saw the Jets do. They lost the game 10-3. 10-3. And that's not the only time that they put up some low points. Yeah. They won because of their defense, and White Mike came in there a few times, and Zach Prescott, Zach Efficanakis. It doesn't even matter who the quarterbacks are. There we go. A bomb on the bench, bumming it up. So Aaron Rodgers to me, and I might let 2 go too. Aaron Rodgers to me solidifies more at the quarterback position. Again, we're not looking for even P. I am looking at him to be less than what he was. Hell, last year, who was he throwing to? A bunch of nobodies in Green Bay with no type of offensive line.
But he also brought a bunch of nobodies to the Jets.
Yes. And you're right. But
you know what I'm saying?
Garrett Wilson, though. That's not a nobody.
Who right now has an ankle issue right now in camp. So
and he'll be a 1,000-yard receiver, I guarantee.
Hey, he will be for sure.
So to answer the question, I'm saying that he doesn't need to be that good of a quarterback that he's been MVP in Green Bay to take the Jets where they need to be. Which is,
I can't wait for this.
I don't think he's going to be what y'all expecting him to be. That's just
I'm really sick and tired of the Jets. I'm sorry. So sick and tired of the Jets.
Okay,
Cap,
get ready to hear more.
Go ahead, Shark. You gotta give your.
Yeah, give me the Bills. Give me the Bills. Number 1. I don't trust the Jets. I think they would be close to get into the Bills, but I think the Bills gonna find a way to get it done in the end. They're the kings of the division. They're gonna continue riding this for the third or 4th straight year. Can't remember.
4th. This will be 1-3.
Yep, 4th straight year. And I think the Jets will be right behind, mainly because of Tua. Because Tua will probably get hurt and miss some time. And Jalen Ramsey is already hurt and out until at least December. So you already missing your top corner that you just traded for. Although they got other good corners and they did get Vic Fangio as the defense coordinator this year. So they should be better on defense. That's why I got them at 3. And I don't think they're going to be that far behind the Jets either. Because I do believe Mike White is a decent quarterback. And if anything, when they play the Jets, he's probably going to be fired up and find a way to beat the Jets when they play them for the fact that everything happened last year. So give me Jets at 3. I mean, give me the Dolphins at 3, Jets at 2. And Patriots. Yeah, we spent a half an hour talking about them for I don't know what reason, but give me number 4 for the good old boys in New England, man. But to end off the show, we got our last topic, man. Would you rather? I guess y'all have any would you rather questions for us?
I have one, but it's petty.
I got one for y'all.
Go ahead, Sharky.
Well, man, y'all say how much I hate the Jets. So I guess it's the Jets or Dolphins. Which one y'all hate the most?
I know as a rival, the Buffalo Bills and the Miami Dolphins are like they hate each other. But for me, I hate the Jets. Like their fan base is obnoxious. Like they just Jet. Shut up. Like I'm sorry. I can't do the Jets. They got this they got this shiny new toy, and they're just gonna take them to the promised land. It's bust for them. If they don't win a Super Bowl, it's a bust. This season has been a bust. I'm taking that to the house because I've heard it all last season. Now I'm claiming it. If they don't win the Super Bowl, it's a bust. So y'all better go ahead because y'all got Rodgers for maybe one more year. So because he did the construction of his freaking contract, and now they're gonna get Dalvin damn Cook and all this other. But it's okay because we got Cook too. We got a Cook too. So yeah, the Jets.
It ain't that Cook, but you'll take somebody that can cook.
That's Saute.
Right. I like it.
All right, Zach.
Oh yeah. I hate them. I hate them both with a passion, right? I mean, I still remember the Cadillac Williams. Which game was that? That was that year that they brought out the when a running back plays off it.
The Wildcat.
The Wildcat. They debuted the Wildcat against us and like killed us. It was weird. Like the beginning of the season, we tend to like choke at Miami. All those years with Jason Taylor. I mean, it was more competitive, I think, than people tend to realize and remember back then, especially between the Pats and the Dolphins. But definitely don't like the Jets. Rex Ryan made sure that Bart Scott and I can't wait, and the Matt Sanchez and it's just they're annoying. I don't like I hate that they had Darrelle Revis. Love that Darrelle Revis came to us for one season, decided to play, and then was trash. They paid him again and was trash when he went back to them, right? So it's super obnoxious. They're kind of like the Cowboys of the AFC East. If I could make at least in the fan wise, that's the best way I could put that, right? Because they always had these high expectations. They're in the big market, right? They generally always have like a talented team, but can just never quite get the right combination and the right coach and the GM, and it's always some shenanigans. But yeah, man, it's probably just me.
All right, Trevor.
No, I'm gonna keep it to myself. I'm gonna keep it to myself. No, actually, no. Screw it. I'm gonna do it. Because just listening to Zach just go on and on about Mac Jones and things of that nature, and about how he's not it and things of that nature, reminds me of another quarterback that I had to deal with twice a year in the AFC North. So I'm just gonna come out and say it: Mac Jones or Baker Mayfield.
Ooh.
I'm not answering that question.
That's a good one.
That's not a good one.
That's
like
not a
he
good
did
one
it.
at all.
Not a good one at all.
It's a good question, but yeah.
Oh, okay.
Give me Baker. We've seen Baker at least do something.
I probably go with Baker. I saw Baker.
He took the Browns to the
playoffs. I saw him win a playoff game.
I had to go with Baker. But they look like they're like one of the same though.
Yeah.
So
That's all. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm paused.
Baker has more playmaker ability.
Yes.
Right? Or I don't even know if it's ability, but he's willing to at least
try to make a
impersonate a playmaker, right? And that that goes back to his A&M days, right? Like you can tell, like, okay, this guy is going to attempt to make the play. I think that his athletic ability in the NFL and just that probably doesn't translate to what his mind wants his body to do, right? But Mac Jones is not that. If it's off script, like if the play breaks down and his reads are not there,
you don't have
like you're in trouble. Like he's gonna fold. He's gonna do the I'm gonna get into the fetal position and just try to limit the damage. Or I'm gonna chunk it at the feet, or I'm gonna find my check down. And finding check down is not a bad thing, right? But if you can't, if you don't have a quarterback that you can't go off script with any type of hope that something positive is gonna happen, then it's gonna be tough sledding.
I'm gonna answer the question real quick. I would say Baker, but only because I have yet to see Mac Jones with a true receiver or a true guy to go to, right? Like, let me see what that looks like before we talk bad about Mac Jones for 30 minutes. Like,
you probably won't. You probably won't.
No. He's seen Mac Jones with a Jalen Waddle. He's seen Mac Jones.
In college.
In college. He's talking about the pros.
Right. I mean, yeah.
It didn't translate over to the NFL. So, I mean, I don't know. I've been watching.
You're right. As far as I think, to his point, as far as of who he's been able to throw to, he hasn't had that level of talent.
Right. Yeah.
When he's had that level of talent, who is still great. Like I would take Jalen Waddle on my team today. Right. I would take him now. Most of the Alabama wide receivers, look, I'll do this. I will cover my eyes and I will pick one. And I would want them on the Patriots because I know that that is who they that position they produce and develop very well. But yes, to his point, may not see it. We may not see a great wide receiver in New England or a number one caliber wide receiver for him to be able to show that he can deliver the ball down the field or with any consistency to scare defenses.
Okay, last one, Took.
Which would you trust more? And I kind of wanted to word this question a little different, but I just looked up the numbers and they incomparable. But if you want to do it like that, cool. Which would you trust him more? The New England passing game or the Bills run game? And my first question was going to be, how many yards do we expect? How many do we expect to have more passing yards from the Patriots or the running yards from the Bills? That was going to be my first question. So y'all can answer either or. But, I looked up last year and the Patriots won by 700 yards. So that's why I was like, nah. But
yes,
it's a good one. Okay, cool.
I would actually go with the Bills rushing attack because I know at some point they're going to build something. They're going to run something with Josh Allen. So there's going to be some kind of design run or something for Josh Allen. So give me the Bills rushing attack over the Patriots passing attack.
Yeah.
So, go ahead.
No, go ahead. No, you go. Go ahead.
Oh, as much as I hate to say it, I would take the Bills running game just because I know they signed Damian Harris, who just came from us, and when that guy's healthy, that guy he can tote the rock for you. Right? He will go in between the tackles, and he does have a little bit of breakaway speed. So I think as long as their running backs are healthy, Cook, Harris, I think they have a really good 1-2 punch. And if they stay committed to the run and aren't afraid, right, to run a rock with consistency and not just say, hey, Josh Allen, save us, right? Put on your Superman cape and go throw the ball 50 times this game, right? Unless they're playing like the Rams or the Chiefs, then I think that they'll probably be more successful than the Patriots passing game.
Yeah. Again, I would have to go. I'm with you guys. I would pick the Bills running game over passing. Again, they went and got running backs this year. I mean, Devin Singletary was an all right runner. I was upset they let him go, but I understood it. We need a bigger back there. We don't need that power back, but we do need a bigger back. Yeah, so I'm going with the running game. I don't want to see Josh run. I just don't. I don't care. They're definitely a pass team first, but I think they're going to sprinkle in the run game this year, and it's balance itself out because Sean did say he wants a balanced offense. So I'm going to go with run game.
All right. Cool. Yeah. That does it for the show. Again, thanks to our guests, T and Zach. Appreciate y'all coming on. Please let everyone know where to follow you guys at. Starting with T.
Okay. I am on the Building Buffalo Network. You can find my work over there. I have a podcast, Not Your Average Podcast, in the 716. We talk about the Buffalo Bills. You know, we break down some stuff, but it's light and hearty. It's nothing very seriously. We don't really give you too much of the X's and O's. We just want you to have a conversation, and that's it, you know. Every Thursday, live as well.
You can find me on not Twitter, on X, which is so weird to say.
Right.
I'm not gonna get used to it. You know, Mama named it Twitter. I'm gonna call it Twitter. No, but find me at DBLTREE or DoubleTree 227 on X. I talk mostly sports, either Memphis, University of Memphis sports, Memphis Grizzlies, NFL, NBA, a lot of overreactions. But yeah, that's where you can find me.
Yeah, got that raw emotion from my guy. But yeah, appreciate y'all again.
We're gonna give you a hug.
We got you, man.
I need it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, check on me after week 4, please.
Oh, I'm definitely gonna check on you after week 4. I'm gonna follow you. Actually, that's what I'm gonna do. Make sure you're all right. I gotta make sure you're all right.
Please.
Yeah, it's always remember to follow us on Twitter or X, TikTok, IG, and Facebook at LBR_media. Subscribe and listen on any podcast platform, including YouTube and all audio platforms that are available. And support us by signing up for our sponsors, BetStamp, and using the promo code LBR to sign up for some bets. But as always, shout out to the comments as well. Mike Patton, Saul Tyler, McGurk guy in the comments as well. Yeah. Continue on. 3 the Harder Way will be returning Tuesday with 2 guys on the screen. Tel, Sheedy, and Savage will be back Tuesday for y'all NBA needs. And Jeans Report with Darren Jeans will be back this week as well as he's doing movie reviews right now. But as always, y'all know, follow me at Twitter at DAONE_P Shark.
My app hadn't updated, so you can still follow me on Twitter at _SkyLinker.
Yeah, X gonna give it to you at the Art of Trevor. So, of course, is a preposition, so don't capitalize it.
We're just gonna call it the app formerly known as Twitter, and on there you can follow me at Tab Shakir. And again, shout out to my guys for not giving me enough for my birthday. It is what it is.
You're welcome.
I don't even really want to follow that up. It's really sheedy. That's it.
Happy early birthday to
Gee, thanks.
Oh, big fella.
All right, John.
Big fella.
Till next time. Peace.
See.